Hello there, you bearded bastards, and welcome back once again to Keklenem Arban Ober Rakustgomath, Splatterface, the cradle of heroes, the tomb of legends. It has been a long road, but we've finally arrived at the foot of a great mountain. A mountain of glory. And in that mountain is a gate of greatness. And behind that gate stands a hero, the first champion of Splatterface. Ah yes, splendor. It hangs heavy in the air today, dwarves. Breathe it in while you can, because it is soon to be replaced with the oh-so-familiar smell of blood. But before it starts to flow, perhaps we should peek in at our glory-starved gladiators, Cloaked in a shroud of shadow, his path to Splatterface is a trail of mystery. Wizard? Magician? A vile sorcerer, perhaps? None can say. But what can be said of this deadly Eye man is that his skill with the blade is great, and his hunger unparalleled. Lurking behind a mystical golden mask is Culoc. They've been battered, they've been abused, they've been taunted, and yet they will not go down without a fight. They've come a long way since their innocent days in the trash heaps of Dragonhop, and for them, there can be no turning back. Donned in the helm of Rattleback and wielding the whips of white fur, it's the Battle Beetles. From somewhere off in the dark, a sound can be heard. Or was it? A leathery swoop, a metallic ring, and then silence. Peace. A shattering cry pierces the night, and following it, a deadly point. The silence of the dark perishes, much like those foolish enough to face her perfect wrath. Death rides on the wings of this Batwoman, and we call her Shrieking Sounds. Feel that tension. These gladiators are wound tight for sure, and there's little holding them back. But we need to have a look at the arena first, so please try to relax, my precious bastards. As you can see, we've changed things up a bit for this final challenge. Take it in, behold the feast. First off, you can see that we've added some stone columns around the arena, 5 of them, just to mix up the layout a tad. You can never know if one of them will tilt the tides of combat. And looking upwards atop the pillars, you can see them, our chosen animal-based combat randomizers, 5 great horned owls. And these aren't any old owls either. These are specially trained Splatterface owls that are quite aggressive. When the battle starts, they'll fly around at random, attacking and interrupting at will. And yes, we know the vote was eventually decided in favor of the walrus, but we had to make a choice and we were getting the arena set up, so here we have them. Owls. But that's not all we've added to this fight. No, in fact, we have ourselves a returning gladiator. Yes, that's right, we've heard your calls. Bumbling into the ring, we have a portly fellow. His girth is unchallenged, his mustache is still admittedly quite dapper. It's Tom, the satyr. I will note that he didn't really want to come back to the ring at all, but we somehow managed to convince the guy. It seems the satyr was actually planning on leaving the arena and heading back to the peaceful forests at the edge of the Laughing Sea, but our guards were able to catch up to him and managed to convince him to come back somehow. Talk about luck, huh? As you can see, Tom is equipped with not much. He has a shirt, loincloth, and he's wielding a wooden longsword, a training weapon we found in the back. It's not much, but if you ever want a chance at recovering your lost honor, then you'll have to make do. Okay, and that'll do it for the arena. 5 pillars, 5 owls, and a bloated satyr. As you can plainly see, the stage is set for an unforgettable performance, my bastards. Combatants, I hope you're ready to put on the show of your lives, because remember, only one of you will leave this place. Or 2 in the case of the Beetles. I wish you all the very best today. Are we ready? Prepare yourselves, and let's let the final championship bout commence. The warriors begin to move as the owls take flight. 1 owl for the Beetles, 1 for Culoc, and 3 for Tom, which he seems to be dealing with handily. Tom kills 2 of the birds, but he's not watching behind him. Oh! Shrieking Sounds swoops in and begins her attack on the unsuspecting satyr. Oh, damn. Yeah, he was not prepared for that. Stabbed in his chest, arm, all over the place. Mortal blows for sure. Poor bastard did not stand a chance. The bat is hurrying, trying to finish off Tom, just brutal. And it looks like Culoc has broken away from his owl and is moving in. Taking advantage of the distraction, Tom is finished. A shame. The first gladiator is down. Here comes Culoc now, trailed by an owl. Also, the Beetles have finished off their owl and are moving in towards the others. Culoc and Shrieking are trading blows, but neither can get a hit, it seems. A Beetle takes advantage and lashes Culoc in the leg. Culoc has fallen over. Ooh, he's in trouble now, that's for sure. The Beetles are distracted. One of them charges at the last owl, but instead crashes into the other Beetle? Regardless, the final owl is down. Culoc looks to be trying to crawl away, and he's pursued by Shrieking up above. But the Beetles are once again underestimated. A pair of lashes strike Shrieking Sounds. A strike hits her in the head, a decent blow. It must have stunned her for a second because she's dropped her spear, which she appears to have been impaled on. She falls to the ground between Culoc and the Beetles. Ooh, no, she had better figure out what she's doing. Both of the Beetles are focused on the wounded bat now, but Culoc is moving and, ooh, hacks off a Beetle's leg. A Beetle has fallen over. Things are getting very messy out there. Shrieking is still trying to fight, but seems stunned, and the Beetles are taking advantage of that. They are letting her have it. Culoc and the one wounded Beetle are still at it. He cleaves off one of the Beetle's wings. It jumps away from Culoc, and the other Beetle jumps on top of Culoc. Ooh, oh, Culoc. The eye is ferocious now, though. He smashes the uninjured Beetle's leg with his shield. The Beetle is trying to crawl away from Culoc, who is crawling right behind. The other Beetle has moved into Shrieking, who still seems very weak. He's trying to take her down. Culoc and his Beetle are trading blows, but not scoring any hits. Both are parrying, like real pros. None of the fighters are doing well at this point, but the bat is by far the worst. That Beetle had better finish her off quickly, too, if he wants to help against Culoc, who is still fighting with his Beetle. The Beetle who is parrying and has scored a couple of tiny hits, nothing much. If that sword lands though, it could be over very quickly for the Beetle. It's looking like Shrieking is out of the fight now. She's no longer moving. But it looks like Culoc has gained a second wind. He unleashes a terrifying roar. He is now enraged. And a Beetle goes down. Second gladiator down. Now we have a bat, a Beetle, and the eye. Culoc in his frenzy is striking at both the bat and the Beetle. He had better focus, though. Culoc is whipped, swings at the Beetle, bites at Shrieking. The Beetle jumps away, then moves back in, and on top of Culoc. And a whip to the head takes down Culoc. Third gladiator down. Just a Beetle and an unconscious Batwoman now. The Beetle is moving in to finish its target. It's looking like a call for mercy from the last remaining Beetle. Well, since she can no longer speak, we can't ask her for what she'd prefer, a warrior's death or there's a commotion in the stands. Is that? It looks like Shrieking Sound's relative has stepped forward, begging for clemency. The Beetle has thrown down their whip. Well, it looks to be settled. Let's get the medical team out there. And as they make their way to the field, we have to congratulate our new champion. The first champion of Splatterface. Missing a leg, a wing, and splattered with both ichor and blood, the winner of our first ever tournament is the Battle Beetle. What a spectacular performance today. The chaos of war packaged up into a single wonderful bout. To the fallen gladiators goes our deepest gratitude. Culoc the foul magician whose magic gave out just at the last moment, you certainly have ensured a mist-covered seat in the Hall of Legends. Tom the Satyr, a formerly disgraced combatant who had a miraculous second chance that was also squandered, but regardless, his name is now unsullied by shame. Truly a mustache to be honored. And of course, the 4 fallen battle beetles. The tiny, unassuming foes came far in their quest for greatness, but only one would make it to the top. Their sacrifice was not in vain, for their legacy lives on. And that goes for all who have fallen here. Let's give them one last hand, you bastards. Kashnil, Sheget, Peebo, Battleglade, Whitefur, Angrier, the Dirty Boys, and Rattleback. We thank you all. And as for the Batwoman, Shrieking sounds. Though she has fought valiantly here at Splatterface, her existence now will dwell in the shadow of shame. A sad thing for one who is poised for such greatness. She will live on, but at what cost? And now, finally, our attention turns to our champion, the Battle Beetle. To the winner go the spoils, and you can see that the beetle is already reveling in it all. Oh, and here comes Mrs. K wearing the newly created ceremonial walrus hide robes of Splatterface. And you can also see she's holding a small box. And inside, here it is, Nyorak Tarmid, the Beetle Blade. A ruby-encrusted steel blade crafted by my own hand. All craft workmanship is of the highest quality. I do hope you enjoy it, Beetle. You have earned it, and all the praise you'll doubtlessly receive over the coming days. Well, I believe that is going to do it, you bearded bastards. Our first Splatterface tournament has come to a close, and now is your chance to shout once again. We want to hear your thoughts, your feelings, ideas perhaps. We are still trying to figure out if we're going to do another. I guess we'll see what happens. I have a strong feeling we will, but that's why I want you to shout right now. Here in the arena, you certainly do have a voice. Oh, and also, if you're planning on shouting out something regarding unbalanced teams or cheating flying competitors, you might as well hold your breath. I told you in the damn intro not to expect a balanced affair, so you know very well what you're getting into. If nothing else, it should make it a bit easier to decide who you're going to put your gold on next year. You're welcome. Anywho, I have to once again thank our valiant gladiators for the show, Mrs. K for all her hard work behind the scenes, our medical staff and necromancers, and I would also like to thank every single one of our treasured patrons. And last but not least, by any stretch, I would like to thank the makers of the finest butterfly brain based garnish and spread Melbills. How do they do it, you ask? Shh, that's a secret. Oh, and of course, none of this would be possible without you. Thank you for everything, you bearded bastards.